Hi, I'm the Paranoid Survivor, and holy shit was this a good year for the post-apocalypse. This year, more than any other, have we seen the post-apocalypse go mainstream, which is mostly reflected in video games, whether it's zombie apocalypse, a post-World War III scenario, or... no, wait, those were pretty much the ideas that were focused on this year. And while it may seem tired after a while, most of the games brought in something new or at least refined what was already good. So today we're counting down the top 10 post-apocalyptic games of 2013. Before I start, I want to remind you all that this is only the opinion of one man, and I know by the end of this loads of people will get pissy because but I stand by what I think. After the list, I'll also recommend some other post-apocalyptic games that came out in 2013, if the ones I listed didn't quench your thirst. With that out of the way, let's begin our journey into the barren wastelands and infected cities of dear old Post-Apocalyptic. Number 10. Dead Island Riptide. This sequel to the original Dead Island game has received mixed reviews, and I can see why. In turn, it has its good and bad sides. On one hand, the combat can feel very repetitive. On the other, mixing weapons to get cool shit is hella fun. On one hand, the story is lacking in a lot of aspects. On the other, the various side quests offer a lot of dark, interesting stuff. Everything has something really good and really bad about it. So overall, it is a mixed bag. What pisses me off is that it's pretty much the original Dead Island. Yeah, they didn't even bother making the graphics better. Whatever the case may be, you can always count on Dead Island to be fun. The idea might be a little still, but the swampy regions offer for a lot of variety and exploration. Overall, it's fun, but nothing brilliant. Number 9. How to Survive. Offering a very survival-oriented yet at the same time arcadey game with bleak graphics, yet an in-your-face style, this game may seem like a mess. Truth is, the game is shotgunning us, meaning that it throws a lot of ideas at us and hopes one of them hits home. And of course, some do while others don't. The old-school arcade feel of it is extremely satisfying, and killing zombies has never been better. However, with this, the survival aspect seems very out of place. The story is boring and bland, except for the How to Survive manual you find, which is teeming with life and stylish, funny pages. And a contrast to that style are the rest of the graphics, which are pretty much, well, a deserted island. The weapons all have a unique feel to them, and bashing zombies is one of the most enjoyable experiences gaming can offer. But the story is the exact opposite, and the voice acting doesn't help. Anyhow, this game is at least worth a spin. Number 8. Wasteland II. The sequel to the grandfather of all post-apocalyptic games, Wasteland II looks very promising. It has a huge open-world map, the quests are all very fun, and the character is unique. It's everything you'd expect from a Wasteland game. It's stylish, and it's an amazing blend of what made old-school RPGs great and today's technology. The game requires a strategic mind because of the turn-based combat. It's in its early access stages, so I didn't feel like I could put it any higher, but even now the game is very balanced. It's not an easy game, which makes the victories all the more satisfying. Fans of the original Wasteland and the original Fallout games will feel right at home, because the game feels exactly what one of them would if it was made today with modern graphics. It also offers everything you'd want from a post-apocalyptic game, complete with all the ridiculous shit like laser scorpions. From what I can see, this is one Kickstarter game that can only get better. Number 7. 7 Days to Die. There were a lot of Minecraft X Apocalypse games this year, but I feel like the most finished and by far the most fun one is 7 Days to Die. It has the most content, and somehow the random generation works best here. The game looks gorgeous, offering a wide array of biomes, and if you can't choose between zombies or a nuclear apocalypse, well, this game's both. And if that's not enough, it lets you gather resources and craft loads of things. Everything feels and looks very real, so the game will immerse you even though it's still a little buggy. And the random generation is stunning because everything from the land to the story is randomly generated. You'll be guided towards survivors, points of interest, and a lot of other good stuff with the system they've built in. And as opposed to how to survive, having to constantly find food and water actually works in this game because of the bleak atmosphere. The crafting element, however, might borrow a little too much from Minecraft, and at times it does feel like it. The zombies are more dangerous at night, and it has the same crafting spaces, etc. With that out of the way, this does have a lot deeper and more realistic system of defense for you to set in place, and living off your crop/hunting is a viable option. Who knows what the future brings for this game, but where it's going, probably gold. Number 6. Nether. Now we're getting to the good stuff. This game actually isn't a nuclear nor is it a zombie apocalypse. Yeah, who would have thought? It does borrow elements from both though. The nuclear aspect is the ruined city, which looks absolutely stunning. I love the gritty and realistic feel to it. It actually feels like it's decaying and falling apart, and the atmosphere is wonderfully depressing. I know I'm fucked up, what's it to you? The zombie aspect are the sort of mutant creatures that hunt you. They aren't zombies though, because they're pretty weird and have a few classes, so we can't call them zombies. Nevertheless, Nether is a great MMO in development and is already fun to play. It's fun, it's scary, and it's brilliant. Number 5. Contagion. This game randomly went viral, and after playing it, I can see why. The game's random generation offers a fresh new experience each time you play, and the many game modes are all unique and enjoyable in their own way. I'd say it's kind of like Payday the Heist with zombies and iPhones. Yeah, it's like someone looked at what's popular, decided to blend it all together, and surprisingly got a great mix of fun, action, and adventure. It's hard to turn this game on, get some friends, and not laugh your ass off. And the zombie killing is absolutely delightful. With loads of different locations combined with loads of different game modes, this game doesn't seem like it will die out soon. No pun intended. Number 4. The Walking Dead Season 2, Episode 1, All That Remains. Damn, that's a long name. I actually have a full review of this game up on overlordgaming.us, so I urge you to go look at it, but here's the gist of it. In the aftermath of Season 1, you're now playing as Clementine, and without spoiling anything from the first season, it is darker and better than ever. You can see how the extra budget helped them, and the choices make your game more than ever. It masterfully manipulates your emotions, and yes, this is only the first episode, so I can get away with putting it on the list next year as well. The graphics look gorgeous, and the game performs very smoothly with minimal bugs. It's great and stunning, just what you'd expect from them, and the writing team really outdid themselves this time. I urge anyone who even remotely liked the first game to get this one, because it is absolutely amazing. Number 3. State of Decay. While at first glance the game may look rough around the edges, there's no denying that this is an extremely fun game. The open world offers a wide array of activities and things to do, and exploration is extremely fun. The survival aspect of it is great, and while the game might be a little awkward and buggy, it's pretty easy to forgive that once you're talking to random strangers, scavenging random locations, escaping a random horde, and just immersing yourself in the randomness. It has hours worth of content, and if you can forgive the technical hiccups, it's one of the most pleasing games of 2013, especially for those of us who love exploration within games. It never gets old and always keeps you guessing as to what you'll find or encounter next. Might not be as innovative as some games on the list, but it's hard not to lose yourself in hours of barricading your fort, doing quests, or simply looting someone's house. Number 2. The Last of Us. I was split between the first place and this, but I decided to put The Last of Us second place just because of its console exclusivity. And before you call me an asshole for doing so, I have to state that it was an extremely close call. This game is absolutely amazing. Its characters were realistically crafted and wonderfully executed, their development is on par with Breaking Bad, and the world is stunning. It all has a very real feel to it. It's a game you can watch like a movie. Hell, it almost is a movie because of how cinematic it is. The combat and crafting all make for a very varied and fun experience that never stops to surprise you. Troy Baker's voice acting might be the best I've ever seen, the same year he did Booker DeWitt in Bioshock Infinite. Hopefully he continues his career, but I digress. This is an amazing game, and everything from the pacing, the characters, and their psychological bios is so well executed that a single tear rushed down my face. Bravo. And the number one best post-apocalyptic game of 2013 is... Metro Last Light. Again, this is only my personal favorite list, but yes, I think this is the best post-apocalyptic game of 2013. Why? The story might not be as stunning as some games on the list, but it still offers an amazing narrative that constantly sparks your interest. On top of that, the sad atmosphere is back, but this time with a more hopeful feel to it, and the rich and diverse world of the series is presented a lot more. In other words, it's extremely immersive, even with the Russian accents. The gameplay might seem like just another FPS, but it combines stealth and exploration, and offers a lot of variation on top of that. Does it remind you of something? The characters you encounter are all great, and the combat is very gratifying. Not to go into too much detail, I did a review on this game a while ago that you can see here, but trust me when I tell you that this game might not be too famous, but it's an amazing venture into the apocalypse. That's the list. Hope you enjoyed it and didn't find too much offense in it, but as promised, here are some other pretty interesting games that are worth a look. Underreal is a top-down RPG with turn-based combat. It has a very retro feel to it, and it can offer a lot of fun. It's obviously taken inspiration from Fallout 1 and Wasteland, and anyone who has enjoyed those games, or Wasteland 2, will enjoy this underground, again no pun intended, indie gem. And if anyone was wondering what other games I was talking about when I mentioned 7 Days to Die, we have Deadlinger and Rust, pretty similar, be it not as refined games, that are worth a spin and can be quite a lot of fun. Both of them you should try out. Safe House Diaries, a very interesting and unique game incorporating diaries in a zombie apocalypse to create a strange blend of strategy and immersion. It's recommended for any avid book reader or for anyone who wants to try something new. Not exactly Anne Frank level, but still pretty intriguing. In fact, The Twin Vaccine, a point-and-click adventure game that's not as refined as The Walking Dead. It might not be much on the technical side, but it offers a nice and alluring look into the apocalypse. And also the DayZ standalone came out, but it's so buggy at this point that I'll wait until next year to give it a spin. That's all from me now. If you liked the video, please like it, and if you like the apocalypse or just me, I guess, subscribe. You can also watch my streams, which are great fun, in the link below, and check out the guys sponsoring me over at overlordgaming.us. Thanks for watching me, and survivors, salute.